Youth. The word conjures up a mixture of thoughts, from negative images of gangsterism, teen pregnancy, bullying, substance abuse and vandalism, to positive thoughts of energy, fun, new ideas and growing independence and responsibility. And obviously we want youth with those positive images to be our country's leaders. How do we ensure this outcome? We encourage and provide skills and guidance to young people to come together, engage, problem solve, take action and responsibility for their world. Because face it, no one else will. This is the vision of YCAP, the Youth Citizens Action Program. Thousands of students, families and communities across South Africa have felt the ripple effect, however great or small, of the impact of the youth involved in this nationwide phenomenon over the last 6 years. This is just the beginning.
We realize that youth do have solutions and they can make a difference. And the only way to do that is to give them the tools, and that's how YCAP was born. It started out as a very small action program with 4 provinces, and we worked with the Department of Education as a pilot, and then the program was so successful that the next year we had all 9 provinces. I realized that I couldn't still be running this program that was growing very big and also still do my job as marketing manager of the other NGO. So that's why in 2013 I actually left that NGO and took YCAP with me and started Empowervate with my 2 other trustees.
It has now evolved into a fledgling of a non-profit company, and I see what YCAP does as a program. I just couldn't say no when Amanda approached me.
We are a legitimate organization that people can be proud to be associated with a good reputation, and making sure that we uphold the values that we started out with.
I have been working with children and young people for plus minus 20 years, so it's now has opened more doors for me to make a greater difference.
And now we can really focus on growing YCAP even bigger.
Over 10,800 learners have taken part in Empowervate's Youth Citizen Action Program since 2010, with over 3,600 new participants joining each year. So, what is YCAP all about? How does it work? YCAP was designed to stop the challenge of youth dialogues that did not lead to action.
YCAP started off as a talk shop where youth came forward to talk about the issues and concerns within their schools and their communities and society at large. It's now moved from a talk shop into action.
It's because we realized that the youth can be active citizens, even from young ages when they're still at school. You don't have to be an adult to make positive changes in your community or your school.
A lot has come out from that. I mean, I've been to 2 competitions and I've seen the learners improve, and I've seen that the work that they've done in their own communities.
The toolkit was brought in as a guideline for the youth to follow, which helps them put together their projects. Instead of reinventing the wheel, the values booklet developed by Hotlines was taken on as the basis for the program.
It's been absolutely amazing. We've seen this booklet take life in schools across the country. We've seen small rural schools take the booklet and put the steps that it suggests for project management into action.
And as time goes on, we'll add more resources to that toolkit and make it more holistic. So then that toolkit is distributed to the National Department of Education, and then they send it to the provincial leaders, and then they send it to the districts, and then the schools get them.
The process is amazing in its simplicity. Based on life skills and project management guidelines, learners in each of South Africa's 9 provinces involved in the program are required to form a dedicated group of up to 10 learners in grade 7 or grade 10 and list the problems the group would like to tackle in their school or community, and learn what each problem entails in terms of causes, effects, culprits and symptoms. After brainstorming all the possible solutions for solving the problem, including specific actions, resources needed, deadlines and roles, they must revise the plan with what actually happened while doing the action. When the students have completed their action program, they must discuss the impact of the project within the team. Focus on what worked, what didn't work. Was there a difference in the problem from before the project to after?
By the end of it, they've made a portfolio. And then they have to come to the district's elimination where the learners will present that portfolio. oral presentation as well as handing in the portfolio. And if they do well and their project is impactful and sustainable, they will progress to the provincial level. And then each province will select their winners and then they will go to the national level.
The great thing is that the students have to review and revise their project's impact and sustainability, as well as personal learnings of how they worked as a team, skills learned, talents discovered, and what values they learned and the challenges they faced.
It's awesome because it gives them opportunity to problem solve. And problem solving as adults, we find it difficult. Imagine the young people.
The goals that these kids have are tangible, they're attainable.
They learn how to present, they learn financial management, because obviously there's a money element involved at it.
It encourages teamwork, and then which is some of the things that in my community that is not available.
Before 2010, they were very quiet. They now can stand up on a stage and talk about this topic and related topics.
And as well as dedication. Now that is one of the things that we lack as young people.
You get to improve your confidence, you get to boost your self-esteem.
But I've learned to open up and I've learned to communicate better with others.
Definitely made a lot of friends. I wasn't as popular, I would say.
This platform gives them self-confidence, boosts their self-esteem.
I learned a lot of things about myself that I didn't know before.
We are able to manage our time better now, as we had so many things to do at that point in time.
And I gained a lot of communication skills.
I had to work with PowerPoint for the first time.
This competition taught me to be hardworking.
From where we started off at the beginning of the year to where my kids are now, self-confidence has really improved.
The YCAP has changed the mindset of our learners, has changed the mindset of our educators.
Education has to do two things. One is what we are all aware, it's about cognitive development. But secondly, the other purpose of any education system is to promote and instill positive values. This program resonates very much with that.
I think one of the saddest things is to have poverty of the mind, not just in terms of socio-economic issues, but also it's amazing to see young people coming from such depressed communities still having that kind of hope and that kind of ambition to be able to address some of the rather frightening social ills in their communities.
Over the past few years, grade 10 learners from an average of 40 schools per province in each of South Africa's 9 provinces embarked on improvement projects. Equipped with the YCAP toolkit, they were empowered to solve a myriad of social issues within their schools and wider communities. In 2015, grade 7s are also included in the program.
They're actually enabled and they're shown that it's bigger than just about themselves. And what's great is a lot of these grades who are going through difficult times in most of their communities, they actually see an opportunity on how they can make a difference.
Most of the topics that the learners chose were very refreshing and very new.
You got the short-term projects where they'd managed to tackle something quite small and they'd achieved something and they'd made a small difference. Then you got the longer terms ones where they tackled something enormous.
Around this age where YCAP is touching in is that unemployment, crime, and they have no idea what careers to take because based on these factors. And YCAP touching on all these issues makes us very, very important to them in their developmental stage.
Projects ranging from serious issues in the country, rape, pregnancy.
Last year there was a project from the Eastern Cape where they looked very much around faction fighting within the communities. And these are real social issues that are going on within our communities but often not spoken about.
A school that came from a rural area and they were really attacking rural issues.
And what's wonderful to see is that the youth are thinking about these things and it is affecting their day-to-day life and they're actually saying enough is enough.
And we sit back at home sending our children to school or sending children to school thinking everything's okay.
The problems that they are listed are no more just socially, it's more also how they can make sure to uplift their own school.
I was blown away at the provincial competition, but more so about this national competition because I saw 9 provinces with diversity, but at the same time we had commonality.
They are so excited about this program and they get so involved and you sit back and you watch them and you think they can do this.
Then that actually is the benefit of having a competition element. And also the fact that everyone gets together from all over the country in one venue for a weekend. They have the opportunity to see new people, learn new cultures. The social cohesion is amazing.
Because it has actually taught them a lot
they have actually experienced a lot. And what I can simply say, it is actually a good life-changing experience.
The provincial and national winners receive prizes for their schools, so they can expand their projects, start new ones, and often provide the school with a much-needed financial boost.
Now, the whole point of having these levels and these competitions is because it has to be an incentive. If you just give people something that they don't have to do, they probably won't do it. But if there's something at the end of it, there's recognition, there's a platform to showcase exactly what you've done in your project. There's a way to share information and knowledge with other people who've done similar projects or who have the same problems but they haven't thought of the solutions that you have.
I learned a lot of things about myself that I didn't know before. YCAP unleashed a lot of talent. I got the opportunity to present in a crowd and actually do it perfectly. It gave me the ability to be an active citizen of South Africa.
The plans we actually had for the library was when we would come back from the nationals, we would want to appoint a permanent librarian so anyone could have access to the books. And this program helped me because it made me do the PowerPoint presentation we had to present at national level. Out of this competition, a person should have discipline. If you work hard, it will definitely pay off.
At the competition, I met so many different characters and they've also taught me so much in my life and they've added so much of value and they've added so much of more morals that I could obtain as a person and grow as a character.
It gave me a whole lot of life skills that have benefited me, especially now at university where it's up to you as a student to take part in things and to make change yourself.
It has been very beneficial to the district office, and when you look at the schools around the district office, learners are benefiting a lot because one of its main reasons why we have the YCAP is we're trying to instill project management skills amongst the young ones.
I was a little bit shy, but as I go and meet some new people, so I am experiencing, I'm learning from them how to speak in public, all those things.
All because of the YCAP toolkit. It has empowered me a lot in terms of coaching and guiding in projects.
Whilst YCAP provides personal and skills development for learners and educators, there is also an impact on the schools and communities. As the YCAP projects continue and new learners form new projects using the YCAP toolkit as the years go on.
We have done the research now to see that actually there is an impact and that those that have finished and completed the YCAP program have actually taken it further in what they're doing in their adult lives.
It's about the empowerment, it's about being practical and working within the communities, and that's what within the DB Africa Foundation we very much support and believe in.
The reason we're passionate about youth development is the youth are really going to be the leaders not only of our companies but of our country as a whole.
Sustainability of the Students' Improvement Project is paramount to YCAP's impact on schools and communities in South Africa.
Working with children and youth is my passion. I believe we are able to help them to make the difference that they need to make.
We are still busy with this project. It's not going to end anytime soon.
There are a lot of tremendous positive results of the YCAP.
Obviously, I got really excited about it when I saw how well the girls were growing and developing through having this opportunity. I had, constantly try and get my staff to get involved in things over and above the curriculum.
As soon as I'd heard what the YCAP project was all about, it's something that I believe in so wholeheartedly that I couldn't not take it on. I feel that YCAP is such a fantastic thing that it should reach as many schools as possible. And we are very, very happy to help them and advise them.
I would encourage all the young citizens of our country to actually engage in projects like these and make a difference in their country because, as people have said, and most people know, that we are the future of our country.
In all MPOs, there is a fine balance between effectiveness and sustainability because they rely on continued financial, time, product and service support from like-minded corporates, foundations, individuals and government. Every contribution counts as an investment in the future leaders of our country.
And although YCAP, which is run by Empowervate, is now only 6 years old, I think it's one of the biggest trade secrets out there.
You know, the Department of Education, they get so much mileage and benefit out of it. The schools get huge mileage and benefit out of it. Any donor that comes on board can really see their impact and that there really is measurable return on investment in terms of what funding they're putting in there.
We were looking at quite a small turnout for the first year, and we managed to get it up to triple the volumes of participants in the year that we attended and participated, which was absolutely amazing to see the growth that a little bit of effort could create in just 1 year.
And that's where we have to take a moment to say thank you very much to our core donor, who's Deutsche Bank South Africa Foundation. They've been partners with us since the beginning, from when YCAP was a mere talk shop. And then our new donor, UTI South Africa. They've only come on board from 2014, and already we've seen a huge impact. So we're looking forward to seeing how more donors are going to come on board and make YCAP expand even more.
Empowervate Trust and the Department of Basic Education have been working on YCAP since inception, and in 2014 an official memorandum of collaboration was signed. Airlink was the first airline to come on board with some free tickets for facilitators to present at workshops and judge YCAP events across the country. UNISA has been YCAP's official pro bono research partner since 2013.
I think 6 years is a tribute to the absolute success of this program and where it's come from year one, with the right supports and the right infrastructure and the right leadership of the program.
It is one of those that will have a meaningful impact in growing our youth.
We've been very excited. For us, YCAP has been a big investment because we can see the ripple effect that it has on the community.
The future of YCAP is bright. I see it expanding throughout more schools of the country. There's so many more schools that we can impact and more ways that we can impact them. And then from there, I'd like to see in the future more international competitions, making sure that there's elements of YCAP that expands throughout our borders, even throughout Africa and the world, and to have an international YCAP championship.
Without YCAP, I believe we wouldn't have been this far and we wouldn't be what we are today.
The youth of South Africa should stay true to themselves, believe in themselves.
Get out there and do something.
It's possible. You can make a change. The little that you do actually goes a long way. Teamwork makes the dream work.
It was absolutely awesome working with a group of girls who gave themselves fully to the project.
I want to encourage all learners. I feel very proud.
Everybody should participate in a project of this nature because it has value.
It was super. It was awesome.
I do regard myself as an active citizen. Participating in the YCAP program was one of the best decisions we've made.
Because they are the ones who are going to determine what our future is going to be like.
Current, pertinent, engaging, active. These are words that describe YCAP. This is the program that South Africa needs for its future leaders.